Let's take a look at Pedaltrain's Pedalboard Planner. To get started, you'll want to add some pedals to your setup. To do that, we'll click on the Add Pedal button. On this screen, you'll be presented with several options. First, you can search by pedal name. So if you're looking for a tube screamer, you can simply type that in and see the search results. Next, if you want to see all of the pedals from a particular brand, simply choose that brand from the drop-down list. You can either scroll the list or type in the name in this combo box. To remove that filter, simply press the X button. Finally, if you want to search for a particular type of pedals, you can choose that from the drop-down box as well. You can also combine these filters. So if you're looking for a Boss pedal, and it's a distortion, and it has the word metal in it, you can type in all three of those to narrow down your search. Next, if you've found the pedal that you're looking for and are going to use it often, you can add it to your favorites. You can do this by clicking in the circle of the given pedal. Now, if you choose the Favorites filter, you'll only see your favorites that match the criteria. If we get rid of these other criteria, and say we add some other favorites, now when we have no search criteria put in, and click Favorites, we'll see all of the pedals we've marked as favorites. We can click once on a pedal to add it to our setup, or we can double-click on a pedal to add it to our setup and return back to the main page. If we want to add another pedal board to our setup, we click the Add Board button. On any search screen with Pedaltrain products, you'll see this link icon. You can click this to visit the product webpage of that particular item if you want more information. From here, we simply click on the board that we want to add. And then we can click and drag that board to a new place on the screen. If we want to duplicate the pedals that we currently have so that we can put them on this new board, simply click once on each pedal to select the ones we want to copy, and then press the Copy Selected button. If we want to get rid of some things on the screen, we simply select them and press the Delete button. We can select them by either clicking individually on each one, or to clear the selection, we can press the Clear Selection button, and we can click and drag across all of the items we want to select. Then here we can press the Delete Selected button, or on the web, we can press the Delete key on our keyboard. When we have multiple items selected, if we click and drag, we will move all of them at the same time. If we want to add text notes to our setup, click the Add Sticky Note button. Next, type in the text you want to appear with a font size, and then the width and height of the sticky note in inches. The background color is the color of the sticky note, and the text color is the color of the text on the sticky note. From there, click Add Sticky Note, and now we have a sticky note item we can move around. If we decide that we want to change anything about this sticky note, simply double-click on it, and it'll bring you back to the Edit Sticky Note button. Another new feature in this version of Pedalboard Planner is the ability to add connections between items. Currently, you can add connections between pedals and between sticky notes. To add a connection, select the item on your setup that you want the connection to start at, and then select the item you want it to connect to. Once you've done this, press the Add Connection button. You can add multiple connections at the same time by selecting the items you want to connect in the order you want to connect them. In this case, you'll see numbers next to the items corresponding to their selection order. Once you've done this, simply click the Add Connection button. Let's zoom into this setup and edit our connections. On the web, you can simply use your mouse's scroll wheel to zoom in and out. On mobile, you'll have on-screen controls. If you'd ever like to enable or disable the on-screen controls, you can find that option in your Settings menu, where it says Show Controls. There's also a panning control that you can use to move around the screen. Clicking the center of the panning control returns to the absolute center where you started. On the web version, if you hold down your left shift key on your keyboard and click and drag on your screen, you can move around. So now to edit our connections, we'll want to get into connection editing mode. To do this, simply long press on any item that has a connection. Once you're in connection edit mode, you'll see that each connection goes from the center point of each item to the center point of the item it's connected to, with one bend in the middle. The targets of these bends can be dragged around to alter the path of the connection. To add a new bend into your connection, double tap an existing bend. This will add a new bend after the one that you tapped on. If you want to add a connection before the bend that you tapped on, you need to change this setting. Currently, we see that the arrow is after the point, so that means any new connections will be added after the point we click on. If we choose this option, now the new bend will be added before the bend we double tap on. Currently, there are several colors that you can use for your connections. If you tap once on a connection bend, it will select that connection. Once you have a connection selected, click this palette icon to change the color of that connection. There's blue, red, green, black, and purple. If you want to remove a connection, simply select it and hit the delete button. If you find that you've added a connection in the wrong direction, instead of deleting it and re-adding it again, you can simply select that connection and press the reverse connection button. It is possible to add multiple connections and add loops of connections between pedals. You can change the arrows on your connections in your settings menu. If you bring the arrow size all the way down, they'll disappear completely. Sometimes, when you have small items on your board, or you're working on a small screen, you might accidentally move things that you don't intend to. You can lock the position of an item by double tapping on it. This will add this red lock icon to that item. Now I can no longer move this board, but only the items on top of it. To unlock an item, simply double tap on it again. If you'd like to rotate a pedal, simply select it and press either the rotate right or rotate left buttons. To add hook and loop to your pedal board, simply select the pedal board that you want to add it to and choose the Hook Loop Love color button. This will show you the selection of colors that are available from Pedaltrain. Simply select the color that you want to place on the board. To remove that hook and loop, simply go back to the Hook Loop Love color menu and choose this button. To change the background image on your pedal board, click the Change Background button. If you want to be able to export your image with a transparent background so that you can place it over any image of your choice, choose Transparent from the Choose Your Background menu. When you export this image, it will be sent as a transparent PNG image. To save an image of your pedal board, frame up the pedal board in the screen the way you'd like to see it, and then click the Share a Snapshot button. On the web, this will download an image to your Downloads folder, and on mobile, we'll open the sharing action. If you'd like to save your pedal board so that you can work on it again later, press the Save and Load Layout button. From here, choose the Save Current Board button in the bottom right-hand corner, and give this board a name. Now in the future, when you return to Pedalboard Planner, you can click the Save Load Layout button, and then choose the Load button here to load in this setup. If you want to delete your save, press the Delete button. You'll get a confirmation so that you can't delete them by accident. There's a few other settings we want to take a look at really quickly. First is the Show Board Dimensions. This will add the width and height of each pedal board that's in your setup. You can change the color and size of these dimensions to your needs. Next are pedal margins. These are simple buffers that are drawn around each pedal. By default, they are a half an inch. You can adjust this size here under margin size. So if I wanted 3/4 of an inch around each pedal, so I can use this to help me gauge what kind of space I need around each pedal, so that I can create a more accurate representation of my pedal board. So this is the new Pedalboard planner. Hopefully this tutorial helps you get going on using it and helps you to create your perfect pedal board layout.